And I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority.
Perhaps we just have to accept that it is God's will that the unorthodox individual is doomed to years of frustration, ridicule, and failure in order to act out his role in the scheme of things, until his day arrives and mankind is ready to receive his message.
And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months.
Prince feels about medicine and building may provoke rows, but it doesn't matter constitutionally. Religion is different. Since 1534, there's never been a king or queen who did not swear to be a defender of the faith, and that faith is the Church of England. In 1994, Charles said he didn't want to be a defender of the faith, but a defender of faiths.
Whether he would like to be, in some way, a person that feels that all faiths leads to the same God. It's unsustainable from the Christian perspective. I wish it wasn't, but that's not what Christianity teaches.
But Charles has become interested in many other religions apart from the Church of England. Perhaps most controversial is the prince's attitude to Islam. He's often praised it because it's not spiritually empty like the West.
I think what he admires about Islam is its mystical core, its architecture, and the way in which it has maintained an integrity about it. And he's always talking about the more moderate elements of Islam, many of whom have been drowned out by the noise of fundamentalism.
Charles's opinions and attitudes may be progressive, but if he can't take the oath to be the defender of the Church of England against other faiths, the constitutional consequences are huge. The Church would no longer be linked to the state. Its 26 bishops who sit in the House of Lords would have to leave. The Pope could even reimpose his authority over Anglicans.
If he can't, in all honesty, be supreme governor of the Church of England, then perhaps abdication.
The most peculiar aspect of Charles's spirituality is his interest in the occult and in esoteric Christianity. Both Charles's gurus, Van der Post and Jung, were fascinated by such strange and disturbing ideas. Van der Post even believed he was a knight of the Round Table and a reincarnation of the Templars who guard the Holy Grail.
He also, in some of his dafter letters, actually claimed that he had met people on his travels who were reincarnations of various medieval figures. This was one of the ploys he used to use with millionaires who were potential suppliers of cash. He would assure them that they, like him, were in the tradition of even reincarnation of the Knights of the Round Table, and they could join his glorious crusade to save the same of modern society.
Such beliefs are part of an obscure Christian tradition. And Charles also backs the Tenemos Academy, a small organisation which studies everything from ghosts to where the Holy Grail really is. In Greek, Tenemos means the sacred grove in front of the temple. In his garden at his home in Highgrove, Charles has built a temple to his ideas about architecture and spirituality.
He's built a sanctuary. This is somewhere where he goes on a regular basis. It's a small building in a wood. It's very simple inside, and it's got some lovely stained glass and one or two small ornaments. And I think it's a place where you could find some peace.
Crowned king, Charles will become defender of the faith. But the prince has already made it known he wants to expand that title. Defender of the faiths, not just Christians, but all religions. This message, an appeal, is a step towards that aim.
It is an indescribable tragedy that Christianity is now under such threat in the Middle East. It seems to me that our future as a free society, both here in Britain and throughout the world, depends on recognizing the crucial role played by people.
Unequaled leader. He will come out of a crisis of turmoil. He will take control of the world. He will establish a new world order. He will destroy all who resist him. He will invade many nations. He will make a 7-year peace treaty with the Jews. He will conquer Israel and massacre the Jews. He will establish Islamic world headquarters at Jerusalem. He will rule for 7 years, establish Islam as the only religion. He will come on a white horse with supernatural power. He will be loved by all people on earth. If that sounds familiar, that is a precise description of the biblical Antichrist. Absolutely, step by step by step by step. The Bible's Antichrist is their Mahdi. We know that the rider on the white horse in Revelation 6 is the Antichrist. They use that verse to describe their Mahdi. Why am I giving you all this? Because the description of the Mahdi is exactly the description of the biblical Antichrist, the beast of Revelation 13. And you go into any kind of a study of that and you will find that all the details match up perfectly. The Bible's Antichrist is Islam's savior.
And I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshipped the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like the beast?
I, Charles, Prince of Wales, do become your liege man of life and limb, and of earthly worship.
So is this the only crown Charles will ever wear?
I think it's very, very, very difficult that he has to be the king in waiting for such a long time. But on the other hand, we're all living longer. The Queen's going to live a lot longer. Hopefully Prince Charles comes to the throne, and he's going to live a long time.
And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme.
We shouldn't worry about saying something that causes people to fear now. Because you see, we can still take action. You see, Noah, when he was told that the earth is going to be flooded, there will not be any dry land for anywhere on the whole globe, and you've got to build an ark, and you've got to be given plenty of time to get ready. Do you know what it says in the Bible? Noah built an ark in holy fear for the saving of his family. Okay? Well, now, there's a kind of fear that is called paralyzing fear, where you literally just get paralyzed and you don't do anything. And that kind of fear happens when there's no time left, where you literally can't do anything about what's coming.
It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If anyone has an ear, let him hear.
We have no other world but this one. If we damage it irreparably, we damage and destroy ourselves and what it means to be truly human.
And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshipped the dragon who gave authority to the beast.